Thanks, Chair. Yeah, what's not efficient is asking a department to do work that they're not empowered to do. What's not efficient is asking staff to continually come back reports during an intensely difficult budget time. There's no doubt that economic development, the folks there, I know them, and I've sat and talked with them many times. They do great work, but the work they bring to this table is not supported by this table. And $750,000 in staff time is not going to bring the mill back. What we need, if we need a total shift of priorities and mindset around this table to entertain it. I am so pro business development, and I would love to empower these folks, but they come to this table with suggestions and they're categorically refused. It makes absolutely no sense to me why we ask them to bring us report after report and then it gets tucked up onto the top shelf and we do nothing with it. This is about efficiency, getting the most out of our tax dollars, and I'm accepting what the folks around this table have voted for time and time again, and living within that reality. And you know, it is with a heavy heart, but this is absolutely the prudent thing to do, and this leaves the door open for any future board at any time, including this board. If an opportunity comes, we can restart it. And you can't tell me that letting it limp along is more efficient than ending it and having that reset and letting staff move on with their other activities. This has been on the table for over a year, and you know, I think we all should know where we sit with it. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you. Director, that works for you? Okay. And it was in the right spirit, Director McClinton?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, speaking to that motion, Director McClinton.
Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Great job allowing for questions and lots of thoughtful conversation. I specifically appreciated Director Morrison's comments there. I think it's prudent to keep the function on the books. That being said, we've been at this for well over a year discussing this function, and you know, I look around this board table. I have the utmost respect for all the directors here and their backgrounds, where they come from, and the people they represent. I truly think this is a fairly representative board of the community that we live in. And I've sat through several presentations from ECDEV to the board and presenting really good information, and we've been unable or unwilling or whatever the right verbiage is to act on that. One of the first reports was about workplace housing. You know, we seem unwilling or unable to support economic development with the appropriate taxation, industrial lands, zoning for housing, and until that gets in order, I see the function as futile. And this coming from a person who, you know, my master's is in consumer psychology in the UK. When I was over there, I got a firsthand experience of what overregulation looks like. And, you know, when I came back to Canada, was very interested in politics and business. I started my first business in '07. Everything that I've ever done in my career has been around entrepreneurship. The few times I've had a job, worked for another person, it's been in business development. And what business development needs is fairness. They need a government that gets out of the way and provides simple, easy rules for business to follow, for all businesses to follow. And you know, I see this function as operating, you know, with one or two arms tied behind their back, and I don't think it's fair to the folks in the department, and I don't think it's fair to the taxpayers that, you know, will never see any benefit from this. So, you know, it is with a bit of a heavy heart that I make this, but I am steadfast in my thinking about it. We've been at this for well over a year, and yeah, I think this is absolutely the right decision at this time. Perhaps it will change in the future. Thank you.